So starting out, what you'll need to gather is 1 box of fettuccine noodles, some garlic, a container of Parmesan cheese, heavy whipping cream, salt, pepper, parsley, garlic, and butter. Next, let's get out a frying pan and a pot. We're going to fill this pot with water about 3/4 of the way full, just enough to submerge your noodles nicely. Then we're going to put it on high. Remember to always salt and pepper everything. Next, with our frying pan, we're going to throw in 2 tablespoons of butter to melt down, and then about 2 tablespoons of garlic, really as much as you would like, and then salt and pepper again. At this point, what we want to do is we're just going to cook down our garlic to get everything out. Also, while you're waiting on your garlic to fully cook, it doesn't take long, but you can always get out your heavy whipping cream, open it up, shake it well, and make sure it's ready to go. You can see here it's almost brown. You don't want it very brown, but just slightly so that you cook out the harshness of the garlic, but you still get that amazing flavor. There we go, we're all ready. You can put on your heavy whipping cream. Please be careful you don't get splashed. Make sure it's all in there. And then we're gonna stir it up nice and let it simmer for just a little bit, but make sure to turn down the heat so it doesn't bubble too bad. Okay, turn it down a little bit. Next thing you want to do is get out your Parmesan cheese. We're going to put about 3/4 of this container in the end, but really as much as you want. Make sure you break up the clumps right away and stir it well. Sometimes it clumps up, unfortunately, but as long as it combines the right way, you should be good. Next, we're going to put in a little bit of parsley to go in here, and this is pretty much just by preference, but some parsley, salt and pepper again to taste, and maybe some garlic powder depending on how you want it to taste. Really, you can alter it to whatever your preference is. Okay, so we're going to stir up our sauce a little bit more, and then you can either take it off the burner and stir it occasionally so it doesn't get weird, or you can just turn off the heat. Next, we're going to take our noodles. Since our water's boiling, we're going to break them in half and put them into our pot. I really like to use tongs to break up my noodles and move them around in the pan. I don't know, just my personal preference. So I'll use that to break it up. And remember, every so often, just move around your sauce again so it doesn't get a film or anything. And we're just gonna watch our noodles until they cook right. You can also try your sauce a little bit to see what it needs, just to tweak it to your personal preference. Like I said again, this recipe is all to your personal liking, so have fun with it. And right now we're just pretty much biding time until the noodles are nice and done. You don't want them to get overdone, just kind of al dente, so they're just barely done. Okay, our noodles are done. We're gonna pull them off and strain them with cold water. That's right, cold water to stop the cooking process. After they're strained and drained, you can put them back in the pot, and we're gonna put about 3/4 of our sauce in there. Honestly, I could have put a lot more sauce in there and a lot more noodles in there. So really, it just depends kind of every time. So here we're gonna put our shrimp that we deveined and pulled out of the freezer probably about half an hour, 45 minutes beforehand. It doesn't take that long for it to unthaw. Then we're just gonna cover them in our coating there and put a lid on for about 5 minutes or so. Remember, keep on tossing your noodles around in the sauce so that they get nice and creamy and covered. And here, the way you can know shrimp is done after it gets opaque, so it's not see-through anymore and it's all cooked. And we have a beautiful, delicious supper. Remember, you can do it with any protein, not just shrimp. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thanks so much.